in there as well with the Front Row Motorsport 34 of Todd Gilliland, Marty.
Yeah, Lee, you may look at that and say on that bottom line, that's 3 Team Penske cars working together, but they do count on that front row Ford of Todd Gilliland to work with him. Remember, Penske and front row share information, and in their pre-race meeting today was saying, hey, front row, you've got to help us Penske cars. They expect Todd Gilliland to help out, Kim.
Well, Marty, I talked with Todd, asked him his priorities. He said, priority number 1, me and my 34 team, then my front row teammates, then the Fords in general. He said, you have to be selfish to win these races. So, yes, expect me to play nice for 99% of the race, but then at the end, it is every driver for himself.
Excuse me, stand aside, here I come, says Chase Briscoe in that third lane. Toyota onboard shows us this view. There's Austin Hill and Ryan Preece. They have a bit more momentum. We're closing in on that moment. You see a lot of shuffling. That's because plans are trying to be orchestrated. Teammates are trying to get together. If you're Chase Briscoe, you got to assume he's a lap or 2 away. Pitting from the third lane. Although Hamlin did it on the last time, definitely wasn't the most efficient. Ford's lined up down the bottom. Still waiting to see hands out the window. You don't see anything yet. It'd be right down that left side. Everything's pretty clean. Pace is picked up, though. They picked up 2 seconds over the last 2 laps. No more fuel. This is full speed ahead. Kind of tumbling towards the pit stop. 17 to go in the stage. Haven't seen much of William Byron today. Looking for a rebound after last week where he was a prominent car, a lead car, and crashed out with that awkward situation with Ty Dillon. It's today going to be the rebound that he and his crew chief Rudy Fugle are looking for. The Valvoline onboard shows you how he is in the middle. Jeff, as a driver, what's that like? Do you sometimes get almost like claustrophobic that you can't go anywhere and you're constantly looking for options?
You're constantly looking to see what the guys around you are doing to make sure if they make a move that is detrimental to you, you have time to answer for it. What you're afraid of right now, because you're doing all you can do to pick up spots in your lane, what you don't want to do is get yourself in a situation where you get wrecked. So you're just looking both sides, left and right, constantly.
Spotters, bottom right, they'll be waving their hands as well, just like the drivers, over-communicating when it's time. Not ahead, but on the lap. No surprise, we have 2 Team Penske spotters, not only together on the racetrack, but together on the roof as well. You got to see the action. Man, it's busy. I can't imagine the intensity both on the racetrack and on the roof, knowing their responsibility as now Kyle Busch changes lanes to the middle.
And the intensity for the pit crew. The pit crew knows this is when they have to execute. Always think about it. We talked about this last week, like field goal kickers. They sit on the sideline, sit on the sideline, sit on the sideline, and then it's come in, let's win the game, and you got to get it done.
Now it's your turn. I saw a hand out the window right there, about the 5th car back. I think it's Ty Dillon. He's waving. Will anybody come with him? These 2 guys in the front have led the most laps today. That's Josh Berry, Kyle Busch. Back with the Valvoline onboard, and William Byron.
Huge push right there from the 22 to the back of the 21.
Just 2 pitters. Ty Dillon, Anthony Alfredo. Back to the front. Here comes Briscoe up high. Briscoe's done a nice job, Jeff. You continue to talk about really trying to make that surge forward before the pit stop. He has gone basically plus 10 or 12 positions just over the last couple laps. Same shot down the backstretch. We'll see if we see anything out the left side. Will we see any hands? Right there. There you go. Kyle Busch, front of the screen. Left hand out the window. Barry then signals behind. Oh, a push from Logano. So those 5 or 6 cars bottom left, I'm sure, are coming. I bet the second lane stays out. Can they get the pit road clean? Spoken a lot about the Fords helping each other. How about the Toyotas up top with Christopher Bell pushing his teammate at Joe Gibbs Racing, Chase Briscoe. Here come the pitters. Small numbers, only 5. I would have thought we would have seen more. That'll be a little bit scary if anybody has an issue, although they do a very nice job being efficient.
Talked about the 21 being a teammate of the Penske cars. It's odd to me that they pitted on a different lap, Dylan.
Kyle Busch is in. They were a lap later than they wanted to pit. Came on the radio and said, we have to pit this lap. They made it in, Dave.
Josh Berry and Michael McDowell coming to the end of pit lane, looking for about 3 seconds of fuel in each one of the cars. 2003 for the 21 leading, and then the 71's gone.
And the 2 guys who have led the most laps today leave the pits at exactly the same time. Berry and Busch. Back to it with Byron. Williams sits at the moment in 7th place.
And knowing these stops are coming, it's kind of like sitting there watching a storm roll in. Like, you know chaos is brewing. They all have to pit. And with the fewest laps they have to the end of the stage, it's going to be very hard to get organized and make a run if the pit stop doesn't go well.
The longer these guys stay on track